How's it going, everyone? So on this video we're going to be doing a 1-year review on the 2025 Honda Civic non-hybrid. So this is a 2.0 non-hybrid. Now this is a 2026 model year. It's actually a brand new car, although we're just using this as an example, and we're just going to talk about a few things that has been going on with the 2025 model year up until this point, and talk about the good and the bad and things of that nature. So if you're interested in one of these vehicles, maybe a video that you're interested in looking at, just to kind of see what's going on with these vehicles, any common trends or anything like that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. And right off the bat, we're going to start with underneath the hood here. So the powertrain. So we have a 2.0, a non-hybrid here. And I mention that because this is the first year this engine has been implemented here. So this is a K20 C9. I'm going to try to get here, zoom in for you guys. And nothing like the C2 that we have come to know and love. Ultra reliable. Now the sample size for this is still yet too small. So far so good. No big issues. We have had one high pressure fuel pump fail and one set of injectors fail. We had a leak in injector. I believe it was some number 2 or 3, but any days gets replaced as a set, plus the affected spark plug. So again, so far so good as far as that goes. There is also a service bulletin for the timing chain tensioner cover to may leak. So we haven't seen any of those yet, but it is under there on that side. And if there's a leak, there's a special way we test it, and just to make sure it is coming from there. But so far we have not yet run across of one of those. I do like what Honda did here. There's ample space here to work on the engine if need be. Catalytic converter, very easy to get to. The compressor, the same thing. The water pump, EGR valve. All this stuff is very easy to access here. Now the back has some space, but it could get a little bit tight here. Hopefully we don't need to do too much work back there. Although with the injectors, you never know. Probably will be a trend that we continue to see. But again, we haven't seen anything that is a reason to have a concern at this time. So drive belt's very easy to get to. You remove the reservoir right over here for coolant, and you have easy access here to the belt if you needed to go ahead and change that. Air filter right on here. Transmission. Now for trans fluid, you would have to move the shift linkage there out of place, just so you could get into that fill hole there, just for that. So not too bad. I will have a trans service video at some point when the time comes and arises. But yeah, overall, no major issues here. Now, Honda did have a recall for the high pressure pump here. And here it is right here. All we had to do is let it run and take a sniffer to it, make sure it wasn't leaking. And we have yet to see one of those, so that is good. I do like what Honda did here with this cover, kind of protect that wiring underneath there. That in this area, we see a lot of rodent damage in the winter times or the winter months. So that is nice. They did this for noise more than anything, although it serves as a dual purpose. But yeah, underneath the engine bay here, so far so good. No major news. All right, so one other thing to mention here is these cars did have a EPS rack recall for the sticky steering. So we've had positive results with that. People that had the issue or had the symptoms of the issue after doing a recall overall seem to be relatively pleased with the result. A lot of people did not have the issue and still got it done anyways. Didn't notice any difference. But if people have the issue, again, we have positive feedback from that. Just taking a look here, taking a walk around the vehicle as we make our way inside the car here. And this is just pretty basic stuff here. My only issue inside here is these switches being so close to the cup holders. I mentioned this just about in every video. Now Honda could have easily put these switches right over here, maybe a little bit higher here, maybe remove this pocket and did something else here. But here, too close for comfort for me. There's a lot of crumbs also that fall in here when people eat in a vehicle and get jammed in there, causing issues. So we have 2 issues here with crumbs and liquid damage. The bigger one being a liquid damage. If there's crumbs here, you could easily blow those out or vacuum them out. But liquid damage, as soon as these get compromised, there's essentially no going back. But overall, everything here is a positive, and no news is good news in my opinion. So this is the hatchback model here, and we'll do a spare check here, and we do have a spare, which is nice and starting to become rare nowadays. So it is nice that Honda still puts a spare in here. Sometimes on some vehicles they'll have either some sort of an inflator kit that you could adapt a spare kit if there's space for it. Sometimes there isn't with the hybrid models, so you just have the inflator kit. But overall, guys, great vehicle. We haven't had too many issues yet. I'm not saying there hasn't been issues, but at least at our dealership, we've had great feedback from customers, and I believe this is a great buy, and just overall a good, positive, you know, first year here from Honda on this vehicle. Now, again, I'll be updating these cars yearly on a yearly basis. And if any issues start to arise, if there's a common trend or anything like that, I'll be making videos on those common, you know, trends or recalls or service bulletins or anything that comes out as far as that goes. So again, guys, no news is good news. We don't have many failures on these vehicles, so that is a positive, and that's something you want to hear from a brand new car, especially one that has a new powertrain in it. So that being said, I'll catch everyone on the next one.